These are the AirPods 3, the latest and greatest from Apple. We can see an all new design with the AirPods, very different from the AirPods 2 and the original AirPods. Well, not too different, but we can see a new design when it comes to the AirPods. But it's very similar to the AirPods Pro, which we've seen before. Typical AirPods box that we're used to. As soon as we open up the packaging, we have paperwork up front. We'll put them back into their sleeve, and right below that, we have the AirPods. We can see that Apple continues with the white glossy plastic, and this charging case design is very similar to the AirPods Pro, but just slightly smaller. Underneath that, we can see that Apple includes a Lightning to USB Type-C cable, but also keep in mind that these AirPods 3 are going to come with wireless charging and MagSafe charging capabilities, which is nice that Apple is now putting MagSafe charging into more of their devices. Other than that, that's all you pretty much get inside the box. So we can see the difference in design to the AirPods 2 and the original AirPods design. The stem is slightly smaller, but if you compare them to the AirPods Pro, very similar design. They pretty much look like an AirPods Pro without the silicone tips inside. So expect that with the AirPods 3. But they are just a hard plastic, there's no tips, so they're just gonna go directly into your ear. Hopefully they fit good. If they don't, there's not really much you can do unless you want to buy some other separate accessory to add on to the AirPods and make them hopefully fit better inside your ear. Just like with any of the AirPods, they're really quick to connect. If you have an iPhone, all you have to do is open up the charging case. Your iPhone will identify the AirPods and then quickly connect them. And then once you connect them to your iPhone, if you have other Apple products, that's the great thing about AirPods. Now they're connected to all your Apple devices that have your Apple ID connected to them. So you don't have to go and manually connect them to all your Apple devices. They'll automatically switch directly to those devices when you're using them. The charging case is very similar to the AirPods Pro charging case, but slightly smaller than the AirPods Pro, which is nice. The AirPods Pro case wasn't too large, but I always loved the regular AirPods and the AirPods 2 charging case because it was really compact, it was easy to carry around, and we can see that these are pretty much the same size as the original and the AirPods 2 charging case. But you can see that they open up a little differently. They open up horizontally instead of vertically like the AirPods 2 and the original AirPods. So yeah, you can see that Apple changed the design with the AirPods 3, but the design isn't very different from what you would expect from Apple and the AirPods. It seems like Apple has taken some design elements from the AirPods 2 and the original AirPods and the AirPods Pro and kind of mashed them together, and now they have the AirPods 3, which isn't a bad thing. Okay, so just my first impressions of the AirPods 3. I've been using them for a few days, and the fit of the AirPods 3, it's very similar to the original AirPods and the AirPods 2. They have just a hard plastic. There's no rubber tips, so they're just gonna go directly into your ear. And if they fit in your ear, great. Some people have complained that the original AirPods and the AirPods 2, that they just didn't fit in their ears. And that's why they can never use them. These are gonna have that similar design where they're either gonna fit you or they're not. Now I will say that they fit a little bit more snug in my ear when compared to the AirPods 2 and the original AirPods. I didn't have a problem with that design. I actually really like the design or the fit and feel of the original AirPods and the AirPods 2. They fit nicely in my ear. They always kind of felt like they were gonna fall out, but they never fell out of my ear. I never had a problem with them constantly falling out of my ear. They just always felt that way. These have that same kind of feeling. They always feel like they're gonna fall out of my ear, but they don't. But because these are just a little bit larger than the AirPods 2, they do feel a little bit more snug when I'm wearing them. But they're really comfortable, and that's a great thing about the AirPods design. Another thing that I'm loving so far about the AirPods 3 is that they got rid of that touch controls on the AirPods 2 and the regular AirPods. I loved the pinch controls of the AirPods Pro, and I love that they brought them to the AirPods 3. I haven't had any issues with accidental touches with the AirPods 3 because pinch controls are just so much better than touch controls. Trust me on that. If you haven't tried them, it's so much better. Even other wireless earbuds that use touch controls, I can't stand touch controls. I'm not a huge fan of the stem design, but I would argue that it's way better to have this small stem coming out of your ear just to have pinch controls because they're so much better than touch controls. I've used other wireless earbuds, and when I'm adjusting them, I'm constantly having accidental touches. I don't have that with the AirPods 3 or the previous AirPods Pro that I was using as well. Now, when it comes to sound, I'm no audiophile, I'm no audio expert. I'm just gonna tell you what I think about them. They sound good, right? They sound better than the AirPods 2, that's for sure. Now I can go on and talk about how the mids and the highs are good and the bass is a little bit lacking, but that doesn't really translate very well over video. I'm just going to tell you what I think. They sound good. If you've ever used AirPods Pro, they sound probably identical to the AirPods Pro minus the silicone tip. So they don't seal your ear. So you're going to have some background noise when you're wearing them. And just by having that, the audio isn't as good as the AirPods Pro, but it's very similar. Now, keep in mind that these don't have active noise cancellation, and that's not a big deal for me. It's not that I like that these don't have active noise cancellation. Does that make sense? But it's not a huge deal because keep in mind, you are saving $70 by going with the AirPods 3. The AirPods Pro are $250. These aren't cheap. These are $179. But the difference between these and the AirPods Pro is these don't have active noise cancellation, they don't have the rubber tips, and they don't have transparency mode. That's the only difference. Other than that, these are pretty much identical to the AirPods Pro in sound, in audio, in features. So if active noise cancellation isn't a big deal, if the fit of these are also not a big deal, these are definitely worth going with, and you save some money by going with the AirPods 3. Now let's be honest, you don't go with the AirPods because you want the best audio experience. You want the best wireless earbuds, so you buy the AirPods, right? That's not what the AirPods are about. You buy AirPods because they're convenient to use and they perform really, really well with your Apple devices, especially with your Apple devices. And so far, the AirPods 3, using them for a few days, they continue that. They have the same H1 chip as all the other AirPods. They connect quickly to my Apple devices, and that's the great thing about the AirPods. You can quickly switch to any Apple device that you're using, which makes these really convenient. So yeah, you don't buy these because they sound great. You buy them because maybe you have a lot of Apple devices and you know that as soon as you pop them in, they're going to connect and you're not going to have any problems. They're going to work great with the Apple ecosystem. And so far, these take everything that was great with the AirPods Pro, minus the ear tips, the rubber ear tips, and the active noise cancellation, and they just improve on the AirPods 2. Of course, I'm going to still be using these, and I'm going to provide you with my full review of the AirPods 3, but so far, I can say they work great, they perform great. Audio is what I expected it to be, very similar to the AirPods Pro, and yeah, they're AirPods. They just work. Hopefully that makes sense. If you want to see the full review of the AirPods 3, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.